After the CCP's fourth plenum, 9 lieutenant generals appeared together at the PLA's all-army briefing. This wasn't an ordinary meeting, but the full debut of the two Zhangs alliance, Zhang Youxia and Zhang Shengmin. An astonishing rumor also leaked from Beijing's political circle. Hu Jintao, Wen Jiabao, and Wang Yang allegedly met in secret to discuss giving Zhang Youxia a get-out-of-death-free card and the emperor's imperial sword. Who holds the military power? With the rocket force's old case resurfacing, the Fujian carrier sealing off sea lanes, and anti-regime slogans flaring in the streets, top-level power struggles and grassroots resistance are igniting at the same time. The CCP is entering a two-front storm. Don't miss the next drop, subscribe and hit the bell. At the CCP's all-army briefing, 9 lieutenant generals appeared together, but what the outside world saw was another power reorganization playing out. Zhang Youxia sat in the front row, with Zhang Shengmin right behind him. The whole scene looked more like a ceremony for the two Zhangs to retake control of the military. Think about it, right after the fourth plenum ended, the military immediately followed up by presenting 9 lieutenant generals. These 9 were either newly promoted or filling vacancies, and all come from the Zhang Youxia, Zhang Shengmin system. Observers suspect this is an emergency puzzle to patch up Xi Jinping's loosening grip on the military. Even more startling is a new inside story circulating in Beijing. Hu Jintao, Wen Jiabao, and Wang Yang reportedly held a secret meeting and decided to give Zhang Youxia a death immunity token and even an imperial sword. Why? Because he may be the key figure capable of prying loose the military power in Zhongnanhai. With 9 lieutenant generals on stage, the rocket force's old case revived, the Fujian carrier sealing off sea lanes on standby, and anti-CCP banners appearing on the streets of Sanlitun, top-level power struggles and grassroots resistance have ignited simultaneously. This battle to defend military power may be the most nerve-wracking scene the CCP has seen in years. 9 lieutenant generals appear. Is Zhang Youxia dominating alone? After the CCP's 20th fourth plenum, the senior ranks of the military collapsed en masse. At the first briefing to publicize the spirit of the fourth plenum across the entire PLA, 9 lieutenant generals showed up, drawing attention. On the surface, it was a military briefing, but the real script was a public debut for a restructuring by the Zhang Youxia, Zhang Shengmin faction. The core highlight this time was precisely these 9 lieutenant generals, most of whom bear the factional colors of the two Zhangs. They share only 2 common features. First, most are from the Zhang Youxia or Zhang Shengmin system. Second, most are temporary replacements, newly minted rising stars in the military. Leading the event was Zhang Youxia, vice chairman of the Central Military Commission, CMC, with fellow CMC Vice Chairman Zhang Shengmin and CMC member Lu Xinli seated with him in the first row. In the second row, occupying the center seat, was Defense Minister Admiral Dong Jun, alongside the other 9 lieutenant generals appearing this time: Chen Qi of the CMC Logistics Support Department, Lu Di of the Training and Administration Department, Zhang Like of the National Defense Mobilization Department, Zhu Chuancheng of the Joint Staff Department, Wang Chengnan, Zhang Yutang, and Xiong Zhaoyuan of the Political Work Department, and Dong Li and Zheng Shoudong of the CMC Joint Operations Command Center. Among these 9 lieutenant generals, 4 are from the Air Force: Chen Qi, Lu Di, Wang Chengnan, and Dong Li; 2 from the Navy, Zhang Like and Xiong Zhaoyuan; 2 from the Army, Zhu Chuancheng and Zheng Shoudong; and 1 from the Rocket Force, Zhang Yutang. Xiong Zhaoyuan, the new deputy director of the CMC Political Work Department, hails from the Rocket Force. When Zhang Shengmin served as director of the political department of the Rocket Force's predecessor, the 2nd Artillery, Xiong Zhaoyuan was Secretary General of the 2nd Artillery's Political Department Office, a direct subordinate of Zhang Shengmin in the 2nd Artillery. Zheng Shoudong, Deputy Director of the CMC Joint Operations Command Center, comes from the Shenyang Military Region. When Zhang Youxia served as commander of the Shenyang Military Region, Zheng Shoudong was head of the Operations Department at the region's headquarters. As a direct heir of the Shenyang Military Region, Zheng Shoudong was under Zhang Youxia's command. Lu Di previously served as deputy head of the Training and Administration Department. In May this year, during the PLA's All-Army Training Grounds observation activity, the one accompanying Zhang Youxia was Lu Di, while Lieutenant General Wang Chun, then head of the Training and Administration Department, did not appear. Among these 9 lieutenant generals, aside from Wang Chengnan and Dong Li, the other 7 were only just promoted to lieutenant general in this recent round of reshuffling. Their rapid rise suggests they are trusted proxies of the two Zhangs. Perhaps Xi Jinping can no longer find people he trusts. The CMC has 15 departments in total. The original directors, lieutenant generals and full generals, have been investigated, removed, or disappeared. The only option was to rely on newly installed lieutenant generals to quickly plug the power vacuum. Former head of the Logistics Support Department, Lieutenant General Zhang Lin, has already been stripped of his NPC delegate status. Chen Qi likely has replaced Zhang Lin and now heads the Logistics Support Department. Former head of the National Defense Mobilization Department, Lieutenant General Liu Faqing, is a 20th Central Committee member, yet he was absent from the 4th plenum. With Zhang like now promoted to Lieutenant General, he likely has taken over as head of the National Defense Mobilization Department. With Liu Di promoted to Lieutenant General, it can be confirmed that he has replaced Wang Chun as head of the CMC's Training and Administration Department. Friends, those lieutenant generals in the second row control various departments of the CMC apparatus. Whom do you think they will be loyal to? Another core question from this briefing, is Zhang Youxia now dominating alone within the military? The social media account Zhongguo Zhongju analyzed that Zhang Youxia is the highest-ranking and most powerful general in the CCP today, perhaps the most powerful military leader of this century. In the past, duos such as Guo Buxiong, Su Kaiho, Fan Changlong, Xu Qiliang, and Zhang Youxia, He Weidong were two CMC vice chairs who were also Politburo members, essentially peers. But with He Weidong's fall, Zhang Youxia is now far ahead, seemingly the military's sole pillar. With these 9 lieutenant generals appearing publicly, the military power map seems to have come into focus. With Zhang Youxia and Zhang Shengmin's men ascending, the high command continues to shake. Xi Jinping, isolated and with no one to use, can only hurriedly stitch together a two-Zhang army after a sweeping purge. Xi's authority within the military may be in trouble. Zhang Youxia given a death immunity token? Undercurrents surge in Beijing. So is Zhang Youxia truly dominating alone now? The latest wave of revelations in Beijing's political scene has thrust him back into the spotlight, and has brought the trio of CCP elders, Hu Jintao, Wen Jiabao, and Wang Yang, back to center stage. The commentator, Xiaoshua Jia, revealed on social media that he received word that, on the 3rd day after the 4th plenum, Hu Jintao, Wen Jiabao, and Wang Yang held a small, secret meeting. Reportedly they concluded, Zhang Youxia isn't unwilling to act, he's unable to act. In other words, the problem isn't that Zhang Youxia didn't dare move against Xi at the 4th plenum, rather, Zhang himself has handles others can grasp, Xi is gripping him tightly. In particular, recently leaked rocket force trial materials named the backers behind its last 3 commanders, and shockingly, all pointed to Zhang Youxia. This effectively hangs the rocket force's corruption case directly around Zhang Youxia's neck. The elders see it clearly, this isn't a tap on the wrist, it's prepped for execution. Hence the legendary line, give Zhang Youxia a death immunity token, and give him an imperial sword. The purpose is singular, to give him a reason to support the reformist camp. In other words, the elders hope he will become the big screw that can pry loose Xi Jinping's grip on the military. Wang Yang's night visit to Xishan, 3 promises shake the ranks. It is said that after reaching the consensus to protect Zhang, Wang Yang seized the moment when Xi Jinping went to South Korea for the APEC summit and rushed overnight to the Xishan command post. Wang Yang brought 3 promises, each striking the heart of the military. First, the military belongs to the military. After the reformists come to power, they will not interfere in the military's real authority. Zhang Youxia himself may propose the names to fill the vacant CMC memberships. Second, no historical accountability. Corruption cases in the military from 2012 to 2015, including in the Rocket Force, Equipment Development Department, and Navy, will not be investigated by the they spread so quickly because, in the CCP's black box politics, any rumor could be true, and any surface fact could be false. But power struggle certainly exists, the smell of gunpowder is real. The Fujian carrier commissioning, watch the carrier or watch Zhang Youxia. So what is Xi Jinping doing now? He's also very busy. The Fujian carrier is about to be commissioned, and the national games in Guangzhou are about to open. She looks as busy as a call center during peak hours. According to media reports, China's domestically developed catapult-equipped aircraft carrier, Fujian, hull number 18, is about to be officially commissioned at Yulin Naval Base in Sanya, Hainan. There is a strong chance she will attend in person. After all, carrier commissionings are major political check-in ceremonies. The Sanya Maritime Safety Administration has already issued an advanced navigation ban. From 8 a.m. on November 5 to 6 p.m. on November 6, parts of the South China Sea will be used for military training, entry prohibited. This level of sea closure is basically like hanging a giant banner over the ocean. The Fujian is about to appear, bystanders, clear off. Military experts therefore judge that a commissioning ceremony for the Fujian is highly likely. When a carrier is commissioned, the top leader's presence has become standard. In September 2012, when China's first carrier, Liaoning, was handed over in Dalian, then State and CMC Chairman Hu Jintao attended the ceremony. On December 17, 2019, the Shandong was handed over at Sanya Naval Port. Xi Jinping personally presided over the commissioning, enthusiastically boarding the ship for inspection. Zhang Youxia, as ceremony host and CMC vice chair, followed closely behind. By that tradition, how could the top leader miss the commissioning of a new, great power instrument? It's on the political ritual calendar. However, this time the real focus of the Fujian's commissioning isn't whether she attends. That's the leader's selfie moment, standard feature. The real thing to watch is whether CMC Vice Chair Zhang Youxia shows up. Will he accompany Xi on the circuit? This year, at all of Xi's important events, military and local, inspections and visits, Zhang Youxia has not accompanied him even once. How did this former, ironclad member of Xi's camp suddenly stop cooperating with the boss's tour? In CCP politics, whom you accompany, which row you stand in, which shot you steal, these are microscope-level power signals. Zhang's absence across the board this year is not only unusual, it's practically an official announcement of a change in the military power winds. So for the Fujian's commissioning, the real suspense isn't how powerful the carrier is or how grand the ceremony will be, but whether Zhang Youxia will make a sudden appearance. In short, watching the Fujian is to gauge China's military might, watching Zhang Youxia is to gauge whether Xi Jinping's military authority is stable. Another stage where she is certain to appear is the 15th National Games opening in Guangzhou on the 9th. At the previous National Games in Xi'an in 2021, she personally attended the opening ceremony. By convention, he is highly likely to attend Guangzhou's opening as well. Grassroots resistance heats up, sparks everywhere. Beyond the military and political undercurrents, grassroots anti-Xi sentiment is also sparking everywhere. Although Xi kept all his titles at the fourth plenum, public resentment toward him and the CCP continues to surge. Right after the plenum, anti-CCP banners appeared on the streets of Beijing Sanlitun, with messages such as, "The essence of the Communist Party is an anti-human cult, it will inevitably bring endless suffering to China. Lift the party ban, allow free party formation. Establish a new China of freedom, humanity, and the rule of law." It is said that the signboard at the gate of the Ziyang police station in Suiping, Zumadian, Hunan, was also pasted with slogans, "Xi Jinping step down," and "Dictatorial tyranny." CCP step down, stop human rights persecution. In front of the War of Resistance Victory Memorial Hall in Kunming, a man unfurled a banner, "Xi Jinping out." On August 29 at 10 p.m., activist Qi Hong projected anti-CCP slogans onto the exterior wall of a high-rise at Shijia, University Town, Chongqing. This sudden, night sky projection instantly lit up the online public sphere, a full-on indictment striking at the core of the system. Only without the Communist Party can there be a new China. Freedom is not a gift but must be seized. Rise up, those who refuse to be slaves, resist and take back your rights. Down with red fascism, overthrow the CCP's tyranny. No more lies, we want truth. No more slavery, we want freedom. The tyrant CCP must step down. For a full 50+ minutes, lights carved the voices of resistors across the city's sky. Qi Hong and his family have now safely reached the UK, temporarily escaping the CCP's pursuit and pressure. This projection action has become one of the most shocking images of grassroots resistance in recent years. From rumors of Zhang Youxia's dominating alone and his death immunity token, to anti-Xi slogans in Sanlitun, Chongqing, and Kunming, all point to one fact in Chinese society: the top is unstable, and the bottom is unyielding. The upper echelons are fighting over military power and succession, the grassroots are resisting tyranny, lockdowns, and oppression. China is entering an era in which political storms and popular awakening advance on two lines at the same time.